That's how I do. That's how we do up here in the web, man. Up in the Eagles web boxing. I'm coming straight in. Don't worry about it. I'll be right up in there. You can hear me. You don't need to. You don't need to see my face. I'll show it up though. But hopefully everybody's doing great today. Hopefully everybody, you taking care of your family, you taking care of your business and stuff. And you know, and like I said, I'm gonna keep condolences going out there because people are still. I'm surprised though. I had a friend that she lost a brother and a sister, but yeah, we just had a discussion about serums and stuff like that, and she was like, she said, "Nah," she said she's not the one. And I'm not gonna get into it because I know a lot of people it's still a touchy. It's becoming a more touchy situation, and so I'm not gonna get into it on that aspect. But I'll let you read what they call reading between the lines. You're gonna have to just read between the lines. In other words, she says she ain't taking no kind of serums or whatever, no kind of injections. Yes. And she said she said, I'm not messing with none of that stuff. She said, ain't no way. And she volunteered and told me that before I even got to it, because this is a close friend. Before I even got to it, she was already talking about it. But anyway, yeah, we're not going to talk about the railroad today as much if we can help it. But anyway, yeah, welcome to the show. And let me just, because I was going through some screens, man. A lot of my content has mysteriously disappeared on me. But anyway, I see my brother out there. He'll be here for a couple of seconds, then he'll be out of here. But salute to Christopher Yornay. And shalom out there to Christopher Yornay also. Remember, the Father have we got the arrows. We gotta be able to collect those arrows, and be willing to accept them and get those arrows. It's suk tu kwa. Meakai ya. Okay. Shi kwa. Yep. But Christopher Yornay, he said shalom equals web. He said Bud is still on top of boxing. Okay, well, Bud can be on top of boxing. I'm not going, he ain't on the top. He ain't on the top of my list, but he's on the top of your list. But we got to see. Let's see if Bud's on my top. He might be able to squeeze him in there, but for me I'm telling you, the thing for me is what we want to see right now is who is still up on the top. And see that we're gonna just see the whole thing. I want to keep this in a way where we have to discuss. We have to discuss. What do you have to do? So, Chris, what do you have to do in order to stay on top? Yep. What do you have to do to stay on top? And my real heartfelt prayers go out to your wife, man. That nothing happened to her, man. There's plenty of, just anything that will get the body to an alkalonic type of state. Like lime juice and stuff like that, water. A lot of juice, like not the sweet stuff, no sweet stuff. It's all like anything that's like the high green vegetables and stuff like that. So we want to stay on that type of stuff. The darker the better. The darker the better for us, like green. Get on the greenest stuff you can get, and also like I said, the lime juice and like the water. This the higher in alkaline water. Just get that. Get some zinc. Make sure you got some zinc in your system, because I gave you guys what I had got, that, and one that is more truer to my nature because it involved a native medicine, and that was the quinine. But we want to flush this stuff out, just flood it, man. Keep it from, and We want to keep this thing from going any further, something like that. We don't want this thing to keep, spreading and spreading and spreading and stuff. So you guys got to do as much fighting as you can do. And we talk about this boxing and stuff, but you got to do whole lot of fighting yourself. So you got to be out there, and you have to fight, that battle yourself, And for me, what keeps me going on my strongest level? What keeps me going on my strongest level is that I always think to the past, because it's in history that they have some of our battles and stuff that they have put in the history books. But like I said, don't think that just because you suffer a loss, don't think that there was not more losses right there, because there was more losses, but people, they act like, oh, it was only like 1 or 2 losses. No. It was more losses than that. We talk about our battles and stuff, just like me and my medicine man was just talking about the Sand Creek massacre, in which we was all camped out. That's the whole thing. We was camped out with families. It was a family camp out. In other words, it was family. You had kids out there. You had babies out there. You had newborns out there. You see what I mean? It was camp. You had elders out there when that happened. So I always reflect back then. I'm like, so anything that comes up where you have to fight, whether it's with your fist, whether it's with your mind, or whether it's with just medicine or just eating right, then make sure you fight right. Don't ever give up, man. Always fight right, man. Always fight, so that way your past, the people of your past will be still happy with what you're doing. The message. That's why I try to put out a good message and stuff, because I want I want a positive message to be out there. But anyway, let me salute everybody out, man, because I notice y'all rolling up in the Eagles web right now, and I see let me see who I see. D Ray is out there, and salute to D Ray. He said Eagles web. He got the Eagle up. Gil Cole's out there. Salute to Gil Cole's. He said salute to Eagles web. He yelling it out. Okay, then y'all shouting each other out, and D Ray putting out the blessings and stuff like that. Yeah, King to the Louis up in here, man. Salute to King Louis. He said salute to Eagles web. Then everybody saluting each other out. It looks more like, there we go. And so it's a family chat. But we'll get back to that. We'll get back to it though. So the discussion, this is what I want to, and I'm happy that Chris in here and King is in here at the same time, and Gil, because those three is enough to get a good understanding, a good battle going within the chat itself. But I'm gonna handle all of them anyway. But but it's good to have them in there. So you put Bud up there. You say Bud's still on top. Bud's still the champ. Bud's still on top. Okay, he's not on my top right here. So this is what I want to say, is that if you're on top, we're going to discuss some of these fighters and stuff like that. And on a side note, man, did anybody hear this too, or was I misreading the feed that came through? Did Sean lose his talk host, his commentary position? If anybody knows the truth on that, somebody let me know. Yeah, you know what I mean? So if anybody knows the truth on that one, I didn't investigate it, because you guys already know that I feel that Sean, suspect personality, but he's still one of the champs of the boxing mountain right now. He still is, for a certain reason. Now we got to discuss, how are we going to keep these fighters up there? So not just by my criteria, but anybody who wants to come in and participate by your criteria. And if it's BS, we're going to slam it. Okay, so by your criteria, how do you stay up on top, like on the champion mountain? How do you stay up there? See, and he already talking about. See, Chris, you don't come in with you're not coming in with no facts, man. You coming in here laughing and playing, man. But Chris, I'm dropped down all the way to the bottom just so I can see what you said. But anyway, also after you push the like button, make sure that you hit live chat. Do not hit top chat. Because that way, sometimes if you hit top chat, the work that you're supposed to do is in here, and you don't even know that you got work. Because sometimes you'll have work. You know what I mean? You'll have work in here, and y'all just don't see it. You're like, well, where's the work? Yeah, sometimes there's work in here, but you don't get to see the work, because if you have it on top chat, it's not going to show that somebody just, slid down the web all sneakingly, and you didn't catch them. But that has nothing to do with no Bud hate, man. And plus, everybody knows that the interview that I played the last time that we was in here talking about Bud, that Bud did get some airtime with Eagles Web, is I let Bud say everything himself. See, I let him say everything himself because Bud is the one talking about taking a roll break. Or I ain't getting the money. And then guess what? I got people in here just they up on the shit. And so guess what happened? D-Ray said that Bud is on 3.5 million per fight. So why is he even discussing money? Why he worried about a raise? See? Yeah. And Gil Cole said, no, let's talk about the Spence versus Lee fight being signed. Nah, Gil, you ain't gonna change my subject today. We'll talk about it. You know, we could talk about it, but I'm just saying, right now, it's just saying, right now I want to know, how do you stay on top? I'm gonna give you a couple of things of how you stay on top. You stay on top, first of all, you stay on top for fighting certain fighters. That's how you stay on top. By looking outside the box, by like, okay, I want to. Okay, so what is okay? Even though I don't have Manny up here, think about it. Manny should be on his way out, right? Right now, Manny is the face of boxing. But guess what? Even though we might not like and we think that he might be cherry picking in a sense, but if he wants to fight somebody who's heavier. But think about what he's doing though. He's thinking outside the welterweight picture. So I'm not gonna just fight a welterweight here. I'm gonna move up and fight this guy. Or at least have the paperwork going. I have people's mind thinking that's what I'm gonna do. So let's drop back down. So Chris say I hate Bud. So what is Bud doing? What has Bud done so far with his few fights that he's had in welterweight to show people that he's really about that action? I'll wait. Hey, Gil Coles, I see you. He said Bud can't take a roll break if Spence taking a roll fight. Oh, see, here we go. See, now that sounds like to me that Chris, now I'm going to read right above there. I'm going to read right above what Gil just wrote because I see Chris in there hating again. Chris talking about, oh, let's talk about Spence fighting potato salad. Oh, my goodness. Come on now. So what you trying to say, Lee is potato salad? Huh? Because I'm not going to get into that because right now you guys are deflecting this stuff because you're trying to take away from the points. So the point is, okay, and you see who's on my screen, but let me I got to put my face back in here because so Chris, no. I'm still here, Chris. Don't stop playing. Stop playing. What does it take, Chris? I can look right in the camera at Chris. So what does it take, Chris? You talking about, oh, he beating everybody in front of him, but what does it take to stay like on the mountain of champions or the mountain of like competition when it comes to fighters, huh? What does it take? Does it take this beating people that they put in front of you? Oh, I'm knocking down trash cans. Well, so what? So you knocking down trash cans. You're the garbage man. Does that put you on top because you're knocking over garbage cans? What puts you on top? Just like I mentioned with Manny. See, Manny thinking outside, but even though Manny, okay, think about it. So even though Manny is not fighting who we probably want him to fight, but he's still thinking outside because guess what he's taking with him? He's taking money with him. Is he hollering about the roll break money? I might have to sit out a year because the roll break. I'm not going to get paid what I need to get paid. You're on contract. You're on contract, 3.5, right? So why are you worried about 60-40 or what, 50-50? What you worried about anything for? You getting your money, right? You was bragging, like I said before, man. See, the thing is, Chris, I'm not hating on Bud, but he's buried everything himself, man. He brings out all this stuff. He get in these conversations, man. I don't care if it's on Instagram or whatever. He gets in these conversations talking about his money and all that. But then now he worried about money. If you about that money, why you worried about some money? You're going to get your money. And here's another thing. Now, I'm telling you, now this may not happen, and I'm not going to destroy my champs of the mountain just because this does not happen. Now, what I would like to see, because some of the past fighters like Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, and other fighters have fought more than one fight. I'm talking about like on a monthly basis, like it might be 2 weeks away. It might be 2 months away. These fighters have to get, they got to, if they're going to worry about the money, then they got to get more fights in. So we got to line up 3 fights for somebody like Bud. And I'm not talking about just Bud. Anybody, all the fighters should have 3 fights at least, minimum 3 fights lined up for the year. 3 fights lined up. And I'm saying this might not happen, but I'm not going to just kick you off the top of the mountain list, because I got people like Haney on there. Haney's on there. Haney want that action. He want that smoke. And he's winning. He's winning. He's moving on up. Certain fighters are moving up, and then certain fighters they're not showing the character of boxers. That's why why you think Tank ain't on there? Isn't Tank undefeated? He's not on my top of the mountain. He's not on my top of the mountain champs. Why? There's no hate for him. He's doing everything himself, like getting his tank on, not making weight, fighting with the MTM and all that. Man, come on now. And we already know, I'm not going to get into the conspiracy. I'm not going to get into the jealousy and stuff like that. I let everybody see for what it is. And just like Fury, I don't have Fury up there. Why? He's too controversial. He always got something going. We don't even talk about it in here because, I mean, okay, what did we talk about? We talked about the fact that that he's looking past Wilder. And now I'm reading that his whole sponsorship and everything that fell apart when it come to looking past Wilder and wanting to fight AJ. See? That's why we don't discuss. We try not to discuss people just volatile like that. That we ain't gonna talk about you if we can't trust you. We can't trust you, man. We can't trust cheaters, man. So the thing about Bud beating everybody fight, let's look outside the box. Go get a light heavyweight. Can we talk about greatness? This is supposed to be 2020 greatness. This is 2020 greatness. These fighters got to start doing more than what we expect them to do. Because the past fighters did more than what was expected of them. But everybody done got soft, man. We starting to baby them. It's just like, it's going back, and it's still parallel to what I said, man. It's just like everybody in here, that you do your fight, and everything you do strong, whether you got to fight somebody physically, mentally, or whatever, or within food, spiritually, whatever, that you do it to the top of your game, right? So these fighters should be doing everything to the top of their game. If you're that good, then let's get some more fights with somebody else. Let's get some more fights. Let's get some fights with somebody that we won't expect you to fight. A Bud versus Khan fight. Really? A Bud versus Khan fight? So really, and see, you want me to hate on Bud. I'm not hating on Bud, but is this the guy? Is this the guy right here that Bud said out of his own mouth, because I read it, that this was his best opposition right here. This was his best opposition. This guy that's throwing these little pity pat, look at and see. These little pity going the wrong way, throwing little pity pat punches, and now he's sleeping. That was Bud's best. That's what he said. So no matter what you say, my brother, this is what Bud said. Bud said that was his best competition. That one. That's his best competition. And look who's doing that to him. Now, if he's so great, do you remember when he already had like high 30 or low 40 fights? And I'm talking about Canelo. When he fought Mayweather, how did he look against Mayweather? But then Styles make fights. Okay, I know that's the argument. But how does he look against this guy? He just walks over. It's not look at Khan getting knocked out. Let's look at Canelo, what he did. Matter of fact, he even hit him Listen, when he hit him, his stance was too wide when he hit him. He hit him with a stance. He shouldn't even have had that much power. Look how wide his stance is when he finally hits him. And his back foot is off the ground. Did you notice that? But that was Bud's best competition right there. That's his best competition right there. Oh, that's my best competition. But he's the line. He's on top of things. Okay. Let me get back in here, man. Because Gil already crying. Gil said, no rope breaks. Gil Cole said, leave, bruh. He says, Spence about to fight Lee, though. And he crying. And then Chris, he said at Coles, he said exactly. And then Chris again at Gil Coles, what happened to Spence versus Garcia? Does Spence need Garcia? Ooh, yeah. Oh, it's a mandatory fight, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, it must not have been too mandatory. Spence about that action. Spence is going to get his money. Gil Cole says Spence refused to cherry pick Thurman for personal reasons and his Eagles, but he gonna fight Lee. Well, you gonna keep bringing it up, man? I don't care if he fight Lee. He fight Lee. Okay, he just came. I mean, if anybody, I'm not making up excuses for anybody, and I'm not here to make up excuses for anybody. But I let their words speak. So Earl Spence's words is speaking for itself. If it's gonna be true. If it's going to be true, then let it be true. But we got to see first. I don't care. You could keep saying you're signing stuff. Fury just made arrangements to fight AJ 2 times, just looking past Wilder. But guess what happened? Now that shit supposedly blew up, right? I'm not going to keep coming on and all we're going to do is talk about. I'm not going to sit here and talk about, all this stuff that is supposed to happen. What we're supposed to be talking about is what we need to see from the champs. That's the discussion. But you guys want to bring up what Spencer's gonna do and what's all this. But I'm just saying, only reason I threw that clip up, only reason I threw that up about Bud is because Bud was talking like that. Bud said that's the best fighter he's fought. And you're right. Fury is a WBC world champion, world best cheat. It's already been documented. I'm not going to cover all that because you guys already know and you guys can come. And yes, I get mad or something just pisses me off. Somebody come in here and piss me off. You guys already know how I do it. If somebody come in here and start running their mouth too much, and then I got to let it go. I'm going to break it down just like what I did with Spence and Kell Brook because people just kept talking about it. Oh, Spence, he barely went past him and stuff like that. But then when I brought up all the clips, and the steal shots, then everybody's seen it like, oh, okay, I see. Is Maurice Lee top of the game opponent? Maybe not. But can I ask you this question? Can I say this at least? Sometimes negotiations fall through. Because we see that Bud came out with the Roro. See, everybody gonna think I'm talking about Bud. I'm using him for an example. Bud came out with the Roro excuse. I don't know. Maybe Danny came out with a Roro excuse. Maybe the money just wasn't right. Because you remember, Danny, he was clout chasing. He was, just like when he's talking about Crawford. He was talking about Crawford's side, show me the money. That you supposed to be pound for pound and all this. Then you supposed to have pound for pound money. Which makes sense too, though. If you're going to run your mouth, I'm pound for pound and all that, shouldn't you have pound for pound money? But you on 3.5, but you got pound per pound. Something's not adding up. I'm on the contract for 3.5, but I'm pound for pound. But I don't have. See, everything is not fitting in place, man. It's not the puzzle. It's two different puzzles, and all the pieces are mixed up because you're talking about I'm pound for pound, but you don't have pound for pound money. And Canelo's not pound for pound, but he got pound for pound money. But if you look at certain forums, like maybe BoxRec and stuff like that, did they have him like pound for pound as number one or something? But guess what? Who are you letting dictate your money? Is it our fault that you're on a contract like that? But you got to have pound for pound money. But you guys trying to distract me. Yeah, Gil Crow said Maurice Lee said 12 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. And that might be, and see, there's no excuses because I can care less. I want him to fight somebody else, of course. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to drop him off of here. I'm not going to drop him off of here just because he fight Maurice Lee. I'm not going to drop him off. Sorry. I'm just not going to drop him down. You guys want me to drop him off of here because he's still staying here right now. I don't know. Maybe it was something maybe something did happen to him in the accident or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Do I prefer for him to fight him? No. Danny's a better opponent? Yes. Do I care if he fights Danny though? If he don't, I don't really care. I'd rather see him fight somebody like Ugas or Bud. Probably Ugas. Bud, Manny, all them. I would like to see him fight that, but who's Manny fighting? See? And he's the face of boxing. But what I'm trying to this is what I'm trying to do though. You guys ain't getting it. What I'm trying to do is saying, I'm trying to get you guys, but you guys are all distracting and going everywhere else. What do we need to keep fighters on the top? What do the fighters need to do to stay on top? And that's when I'm trying to stay on that point. But y'all laughing and trying to get me to go somewhere else because y'all want to turn it into a comedy show. No. What do they need to do to stay on top? And I'm not talking about who has them on top right now. Like the WBC, we know the Coke Crack King is supposedly on top. But what does he have to do? Even him. Throw him into the conversation. And see, there go Chris. There go Chris. Chris said, he said, you see, here go the excuses for Spence. He said, for Spence. He said, wow. And then Gil Cole said, it sound like excuses to me. I'm not going to make up no excuses. Because I'm not in that camp. And see, you guys are trying to steer the conversation somewhere else. But, see, the thing is, your information, what's happening is you're helping my case out. Even if you're talking about Spencer Lee, you're still helping my case out. Because the discussion is what? The discussion is, what do we need to see them do? Let's see it. What do we need to see them do? See, that's what... He said, so what we going to see from the unified 147 champ Lee? And he cried. Yeah. All right, Gil. Oh, my God. See, there go. See, Chris, I don't know why my brother Chris be on me so hard, man. Chris is on me like, why you on me, Chris? Because you know what y'all doing is deflecting, man. And then I know you talking to Gil. He said he is making excuses for Spence. He said, I see the picture now. He said, this is the Spence channel. This ain't no Spence channel. Even though Spence is my top guy right now, this ain't no Spence channel. Because I'm basing it off of performance. I'm not basing it off of nothing else. He said, I thought we was going to see the best fight each other, though. He said, Lee, 214 in the world, bro. And he cried. But that's the whole thing, man. See, y'all messing me up, man. Man, forget y'all, man. You would, see, I wanted you two in here for a certain reason. See, now I got tears in my eyes. I wanted y'all here for a certain reason. But now I don't want both of y'all in here for a certain, I want y'all still in here for a certain reason, but y'all twisting it up on Eagle. Y'all twisting it up on Eagles Web, man. That's not what Eagles Web was saying, man. God dang, man. Y'all already know. I don't care. Gil said, he said, of the world, Craig. Of the world, Craig. And he cried. Yeah, right. We need them to stop fighting green beans, potato salad, lunchbox, and the school teachers. Now Chris is back on pace. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what we need. So in other words, the only way we're going to keep them up yeah. See, the way to keep them up, and this is how we're going to boost our champs up, is see, our expectations are not really high enough. Because what we do is we draw the line, because boxing, really, when you talk about weight classes, all these fighters, I would say any fighters that's under heavyweight, if you're under heavyweight, you probably can fight in at least three different classes. Let's put it that way. At least three different classes. There's some exceptions because some guys are just way too small. And there's other exceptions where maybe some guys are just way too big, maybe just 2. And some can fight maybe in 4. Some can fight in 5, but those are real special fighters that can do that. And so this is what I'm calling out to y'all, is that we need the fighters to do something that's unexpected by us. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna fight Lee. Yeah, that's unexpected. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say, you understand? I'm not trying to say, well, fight somebody less. I'm trying to say, well, Bud, I can't get a fight with the fighters that I want to fight. Okay, they disrespecting who I fought. I'm gonna fight this fighter instead. Let me call him out and let me move up. That's how you take care of that business. Is you move up and get some and take care of some business. Cause I remember, if you remember back, this ain't that far back, that people got so mad at MTM. They got so mad at him that you had fighters that have fought at like super middleweight, super middleweight and stuff like that. They were actually wanting to make the fight with him. They wanted him to come up or whatever. They go down one weight, he come up maybe 2 weights to fight them. And I'm not going to mention who they are because you guys know who they are. So in that case, that is the opposite of what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you, what I'm proposing, to keep the champs at an elite status, which who do we have? Let's see. Who do we have right now that's just such an elitist right now? That I'll fight your ass up there. Okay, I'll come up and get you. Now, we got people that talk like that. And I'm going to tell you the person that I heard talk like that, my ears got big because they was talking like that. He said, and that's Mr. Gary Russell Jr. He said that. He said, you calling me at a certain weight, or you calling me out? He said, we got to see about it. We got to do it. Now, far as the voice is concerned, that's the voice that we want to hear. But far as that action is concerned, I don't know if we're going to see that action. Yeah. But Chris finally got back on page though, but that's what we need. He said we need to stop fighting all these green beans and all that. But guess who fought green beans? See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Who fought green beans? That's what I'm saying. We don't expect enough. We just accept shit. Oh, my fighter's fighting. You see what I'm saying? And what does that make you seem like? That's what make you seem like a fanboy or fangirl if you start getting all excited like that, everybody that they fight. You can only fight anybody when you done beat up everybody. If you beat up everybody, then you can fight anybody. If you're in a certain weight class and you stay in there, if you're not going to move up or down, if you beat everybody up, then shit, you can fight anybody. But you haven't beat everybody up. And I'm like I said, anybody can get it up in here. Even Spence can come get it up in here. Yeah. And then King Louis in there said, Earl ain't fighting no damn Lee, dude. He said, dude, clout chasing. He said, period. He said, watch and remember. So Louis ain't falling for it. Just like I said, I don't go with all this shit. Gil is riding that tail hard though. Gil holding on to that shit. Gil is strapped into it. Him and Chris, they strapped in. If I said I wasn't strapped into the whole AJ thing, that's why we talked about it. The AJ Fury, we wasn't strapped into that shit. Because I told y'all about the D. We already talked about the devil's deception all the time. We're always talking about it. That's what we talk about. We talk about that in so many shows. Probably, I'm going to say at least 70% of our shows, it's going to come up at least one point that we going to talk about it. Yeah, D-Ray, see who is our champ? Well, my champ right now, he's still Earl. It's still my champ. Manny's the face. We got different sides, D-Ray, because Manny is the face, man. And nobody would argue with me about that point, that Manny is the face of boxing right now. And I said, this is what I said though also. I said Manny should not be the face of boxing. Should not be the face of boxing. And I see what King put down there. I'm going to get to that too. What sounds good is, see, this whole Roro shit is bullshit. Because the thing is, it's like what King Louis put, I'll get to it right now. What King Louis, he said Raiders Stadium sounds good. What sounds good is, yeah, have fights in stadiums. Because you're not going to pack that whole damn stadium and people can stay their distance. They can stay there. You just, hey, take some chairs out. Put them shits 6 feet apart. Whatever you got to do. If you're going to play us like that. Oh, I didn't even see that. Streamlabs came in and put hands on somebody. Wow. We're going to see if it happened, though, Chris. Because Gil crying and then Chris right back at it. He said, Spence versus Lee, September 19th. He said, wow, cherry pick. Well, then again, I don't, like I said, I don't care about who any of them is fighting right now. Because that's not really our discussion. Our discussion, see, Chris, now see, now you're going to make me put you on the spot now, Chris. Hey, if Chris is hating on Spence, so... which one? Okay, I'll put it to y'all this way. Who is hating more? Am I hating on Bud? If anybody thinks I'm hating on Bud, put up a 1. If anybody think that Chris is hating on Spence, put up a 2. Now, we'll get to the bottom of Chris right here, and we'll see if anybody put up a 1 that I'm actually hating on Bud, because if you come to my chat, I done cleared this up a long time about this whole Bud thing. But we got to see if it's going to do what it do. Louis said it's just clout chasing. You said it's already in stone. And then Gil down there crying. He said, we got Lee right now. He crying. And then Chris right back. Spencer's about to fight potato salad. Let's talk about that. We ain't going to talk about that because you doing too much up in here. And then you write down and you said, did he go? See, not going to do the devil's deception. See what he did? You see how my brother, you see how he loved me so much? You see what he put down there, y'all? There ain't no devil's deception in the desert in December. He gonna put down drinking, driving in Dallas deception. God dang, this Chris. Now that's hate. Of course you gonna put it up, but then Louis backed me up right away. And Louis put up 2s right away. You see what I mean? He put up a bunch of 2s because Chris in there on that old hate shit. Old hating ass Chris. Yeah, I don't hate on the fighters, man. Because with me, you guys got to remember that I'm a host up in here. Y'all got to remember, I'm the host up in here. And salute out to Derek Bailey just getting up in here. And Derek tell you too, I'm a host up in here. Anybody will get their neck stressed out in here by me. My web will get your ass quicker than I will. Because I got to sit there and punch. I got to stretch your shit out. I got to stretch your neck out like taffy first so it could just fall. But sometimes my web watchers, they can't wait to get their hands on your ass. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different. But the discussion is, how do we keep them up top? Now you make good sense at one point, and Louis make great sense. You know what I mean? Is that we need them, and see, and my point was, what we need for them to do is we need the fighters to fight somebody. We need them to do some shit that we wasn't expecting. We want them to pull like a Regal, but we want them to win though. But we want them to pull something. We want them to do something that this unexpected. Not on that tip though, because y'all want to say, oh, he doing something unexpected. All right, he fighting potato salad. No, I'm not talking about that. And he's doing it. I'm not going to hate him right now. I'll Spencer's off my list now. No. But what I'm saying that, I'm not giving out passes. If it's going to be done, it's going to be done. Ain't shit I can do about it. But I'm not, now, if he does it, if he's repeatedly does something like this, then he got to come down off the list. He got to come down off the list. Now, if Bud start doing stand-up stuff, stop crying about the Roro pay and all that, and I'm just going to sit out for a year. I'm just going to sit out because I'm not getting my money. If he does that, if he looks another way, like, man, F that, I'm fighting everybody, I'm going to move up 2 weights or whatever and knock somebody out at 160, then guess what? Then he gets on the top. He gets to go to the top of the mountain. And somebody might slip off. But I'm saying these people, it's almost like a suspended animation right now. Is the ones that's on this list, look at it. The ones that's on there, yeah, they could fall up off of there. I'm not saying they can't fall off. But right now, they're on there. But nobody told me about Sean. Is Sean still going to do a commentary, or did Sean lose his spot? Or was that on the show? That's just a quick feed. I read stuff real fast sometimes. If anybody know the information on that, y'all let me know. But like I said, this is like suspended animation. It's like these fighters is up on here. Okay. So now Spence is not the most deserving person on the champs of the boxing mountain. Now, he's not the most deserving right now. Okay, Sean is not the most deserving because I'm not hearing shit from Sean. And maybe even the Charlos, yeah. But who's number one on here is going to be 160 Charlo. 160 Charlo is probably going to be number one on this list at the moment. Because he's letting people talk and he's just calling people out. Like, I want that smoke. And people ducking him. And because Canelo will never be on here because he don't want to fight Charlo. That's right. But anyway, Derek Bailey said, let me read what he wrote. He said, salute at Eagles Way of Boxing. That's right. And then Gil Cole's out of Derek Bailey. And then everybody, some more saluting out. Derek Bailey saluting everybody out. There we go. And we need fighters to fight Lee level of competition. See, y'all still clowning, man. Stop it, Gil. Stop that shit, Gil. Y'all deflecting. No, that's not what we want. Y'all so damn stupid. Y'all come into a chat and I gotta call my web. I gotta call my people to come in the web. I gotta call their ass crazy and stupid sometime, man. Because y'all come in here, y'all do with the nonsense. Because you already know the discussion. The discussion is how we can't even get nowhere. How long we been on, we can't even get nowhere. What are some of the keys to keep me on top? And one of the top thing that I said is do something that's unexpected inside the ring and outside the ring. Outside the ring, you still got to be on top of your stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody's not going to be the Muhammad Ali lip type. Everybody's ain't going to be able to talk like that. But they're going to be able to show us action. Because look in the past of what happened when we had fighters that we thought was just so dangerous and just killers, right? Remember back? If you was alive? Remember back Mike Tyson? Remember? Killer, right? Straight up killer. He went over to Japan and what happened? He got that gong when he went over there, didn't he? See? So it can happen. It can happen to anybody. But what I'm saying afterwards, if you want to be on the top, what you got to do is you got to make like top decisions. Okay, so let me ask anybody this question. I'm just no hate on Bud, but is that a good excuse that can Bud, and this is, I'll put it to Gil. So Gil, can Bud get away with a Roro excuse on the money? Is that an acceptable excuse for somebody that Christopher wants to boost up on top of the championship mountain? And matter of fact, that's just not to Gil, that's to anybody. Is that a good excuse? To Derek Bailey or anybody else out there, is that a good excuse? Is the Roro, I'm not getting paid enough money, excuse enough when it comes to if you want your legacy? Because guess what? If you want the money, or if you need the money, then guess what you got to do if you don't get paid? Anybody that works, if you want more money at the job, if you're not getting a raise, what do you have to do? Do you have to work overtime or work another day? Maybe 1 or 2 more days during the whole month? You got to put in some Saturdays if you want more money? See, Bud is not willing to put in the Saturdays. That's usually when they fight, right? Saturday, right? He's not willing to put in the Saturdays. Nah, I just need to get paid. I'm taking a road break. I'm out. But stop it, Gil. He said we need more fights. We don't need that. Oh, Canelo. Man, Canelo be fighting. Ain't no telling what weight Canelo fight at. He be fighting at special weights. He's supposed to be fighting. He should be fighting at 160. Canelo's not big, man. Canelo is just, he's not that big, man. He's like 5'7" or something. He's not that big, man. He's not that big. And he's not the bad boy like everybody think he is. Because when you seen him get beat up the first time, when MTM beat him up, you should have known that he wasn't that special. Yeah, he can fight. He fights, but he has to plant and fight. He ain't gonna fight nobody who's moving and plus he ain't gonna fight nobody who got a chin like that and that could crack. Cause he's gonna be worried about. I am gonna get counterpunched at what if he fight Charlo, he is gonna get counterpunched at one time, at one point during the fight. He's worried about can I take it. Oh man, there go Chris. Chris clowning on Sean. See, nobody want to answer me truthfully on Sean, but Chris gonna come out and play. He talking about Sean just got a spot on Mr. Ed's show and Mr. Mr. Ed's brother. God dang, he cried. Man, y'all stop clowning Sean. Should we look at? Nah, I'm gonna stop. Am I gonna go through? Yep. And then Derek Bailey right back, he said, no, it isn't. They ain't no fucking, you can't come in here. You can't just come in and be an elite fighter and have a row excuse. Get your ass out of here. Because you have fighters in the past that was fighting like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. Sugar Ray Robinson going over to Europe and fighting 5 fights in a month. Get your ass out of here. He went over there and got went over there and got some bags. Now, if we had a fighter that actually fought 5 times in a month, would we need to see him for the rest of the year? No. If he went out there and destroyed everybody in 5 weeks or 4 weeks, will we need to see him anymore for the rest of the year, or does he deserve a break? You got fighters that's fighting once every year and a half or so or something like that, but then they want to cry about some money. Get your ass out of here. I'm with you though, brother. Derek Bailey. He said, no, that's not you. You don't get no excuse like that. You ain't gonna take the row excuse, and the rest of us, and some of us is suffering having worked for 4 months, something like that, like me, haven't really worked in 4 months, and you worried, and that's my row break. Ain't nobody trying to give me no money. They fighting tooth and nail, not to give us no kind of sick leave or anything else. Shoot, they don't want to give up that money. So yeah, put me down for 500 hours of sick leave. They're gonna be like, nah, they don't want to do it. See, you right, Derek. He said, damn, at Chris, yep. And then Chris said yes, and then Chris right back with the yes. See, Chris hating. Chris hating on he's hating on the situation that, see, Chris, I don't know, Chris, he blue collar. Chris blue collar, but he acting like elite. He acting like he a billionaire. Who wants to be a billionaire? Chris. So Chris acting like a billionaire in the chat. So what Chris saying? Oh no, it's all cool. Yeah, Bud could ask for a row break money, even though he on contract. That damn Chris. Chris something else. Yeah, Christopher says that Bud need hazard pay. Yeah, okay, yeah. Bud the only one deserve hazard pay. Yeah, if you want more money, just fight a couple of leagues. There you go. Yeah, and then D-Ray said yes, deception in PBC. Oh wow. Come on now, if you're gonna say that, D-Ray, you're gonna have to explain that. If you're gonna have to explain that one. And then there, see, now that's an excuse for Bud right there. Bud can't wait. He 32. Now that's the right kind of excuse right there, is what Derek Bailey put up there, because Derek Bailey is keeping it real. He's keeping it real. Your ass ain't got no time to be taking no damn row breaks, worried about some money when you already getting older. Get your ass in there and fight. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop. Please, just stop. Please stop. But D-Ray, yeah, you're gonna have to break that down a little bit better. You can't just throw stuff out at me, man. It's like somebody got Tourette syndrome, and I can't have 3 of y'all having Tourette syndrome in here right now, because only one level-headed right now is Derek. Because Chris got that Tourette shit too. He's going back and forth. See, I can't have 3 of you. If you got Chris agreeing with your ass, you know you got Tourette syndrome. See, y'all just blurting out shit like blah 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 blah. Like, what the hell? Where'd this come from? So you, Gil, and Chris. Actually, I take that back, because King in here. King level-headed, and Derek Bailey is level-headed. DB is level-headed, and the King is level-headed. These other clowns in here is just blurting out stuff. They just just blurting out stuff, and they just taking away. And see what you guys are doing. You guys are taking away from what we're trying to say. What's going on in here? Because the thing is the discussion is, what do we need to do to keep everybody on that championship mountain status? I'm not talking about he's champ. Now we're not gonna go through all divisions and name off champs, because even if they champs in their division, that don't mean they champs in Eagles Web. For what we need to see, Because remember, nobody wants to bring up the past fighters. And, you know, even though you bring up past actors, any past basketball players, past football players, anything else, but in boxing, nobody wants to bring up anything about the past. Okay, well, damn it, if you don't want to bring up the past, then make a future. And for me, the future is kind of bleak, especially if everybody going to sit there and keep clowning, oh, Maurice Lee, and this and that. And if you're going to keep bringing that up, but that's not the discussion. The discussion is, what the hell do we need to do to get everybody on this level, on a level to where we can say, damn, man, because you're not excited. You don't act like you ain't that excited. You're not even that excited about Bud. You act like you excited, but you're not that excited about Bud. Like when Bud fought Horn, you was really excited. Oh, yeah, I got to get this one. You could have watched that shit on replay. When he fought Khan, really, you was that excited about it? Was that an exciting fight? Was the Khan fight, so since you want to talk bad about Spence, so when Spence fought Kell Brook, was that more exciting than when Bud fought Khan? When Spence fought Porter, was that more exciting than when Bud fought Horn? See, that's another thing that sells for us, is the excitement factor too. Now, okay, yeah, Earl, if you do fight, see, you effing up, Earl, and I got to roast your ass on here too because my web ain't going for it, and they are sensing some type of special favor or special treatment, and they feel like I'm giving you special treatment, which nope, you don't get no special treatment in here. You get your ass whooped by somebody, then you're going to get beat up in Eagles Web, and yes, you the co-crack king cheating and shit. If you cheating and I catch you, then no, I'm gonna go just the opposite way on your ass. But if you just talking a lot of shit and you get beat up, then that's what you get. See? But I'm gonna just tell you right now, at welterweight, if you try to compare Bud's fights at welterweight with Earl's fights, it's hands down Earl's the winner, as far as the excitement and the biggest fights. So look at Bud's biggest fights at welterweight and look at Earl Spence's biggest fights at welterweights, and which ones was really worth more to watch. Which ones? This is just my opinion. My opine. Yep. And King laughing. And then D-Ray right back. He said, Ugas got 300 for Porter, but need 2 million for Bud. It don't matter. Remember, D-Ray, we talked about that before, that you do got to step up, but you got to step up with the money. But if you're stepping up with money is one thing. But if you're saying I can't accept money, that's a whole different thing. If you're saying, oh, no, I can't accept no, because of the roll, I can't accept, no, I can't be accepting no a little less money. No, you getting 3.5, you're on contract. So the roll money for you does not apply, right? And yes, so am I mistaken? The roll money doesn't apply if you're on contract, right? It don't matter if you get a contract for anything. Like if you get a contract, like a builder gets a contract to make a building. Just because of the economy falls or whatever, that doesn't change the contract. You still got the same contract. He said, "Stop hating on Bud." I don't care, whatever. And you don't get no. You definitely ain't gonna get no hate for any of the fighters. And yes, they do some shit. It's not gonna be hate. It's just gonna be me, saying what I need to say about them. D-Ray said, "Danny and Keith ducked the smoke." Danny and Keith ducked, huh? See, D-Ray, I don't know if you must be one of Chris's accounts or something like that. The way you two is getting along too well on here. I might have to delete some of the stuff you say, man, if Chris keep agreeing with you. I don't know. I haven't seen the fight though, Gil. He said Spence versus Lee versus more exciting than Bud versus Green Machine. I didn't say that. I'm talking about the fights that have already transpired. I say take Bud's top 2 fights at welterweight and take Earl's top 2 fights at welterweights. Which ones had the most action? Which one had the most action? So stop it. And then Chris right back. Damn, I can't avoid Spence channel. This is Eagles Web channel, man. This is nobody's channel but mine. Spence is he's not number one. Gil Coles is number one, and Don Dada was, but I haven't seen Don Dada for a long time. Him or Tone. Yeah. Tony Boz. I haven't seen them two for a while, man. But Derek Bailey, like I said, he the level-headed one, him and King in here. They the only one that's level-headed right now. Because he said right eagle. Because he's understanding what I'm saying. Sometimes, because I'm an eagle, see, got these feathers and stuff, wings. So sometimes the eagle, when the eagle go over your head, you just don't get it. Oh, he must have been hating. No, the eagle wasn't hating. He was just flying over. If he was hating, you see how the talons is out like that? That's anger, hate, or hunting right there. He said, do we want to see the fight or talk about the triangle? Wasn't talking about no triangle. I was asking about the fights and the actions. And you had a fighter that brought that up at one point, is that end up getting his ass whooped, and that's Ricky Hatton. See, now I got to bring up Ricky Hatton, because now y'all want me to bring up a story because y'all saying stupid shit up in the chat. So Ricky Hatton was saying to Floyd that he, during one fight, the fight right before he challenged Floyd, is that he said he had more action in that fight than Floyd has had in any of all his fights combined. And that was hype, just selling some bullshit. And so what happens when MTM fights him? He gets hooked. He gets a hit with a check hook. His face hits the turnbuckle. And before we know it, his ass is knocked completely out for talking shit. See? And that's what's going on in here right now. Is somebody's going to end up hitting the turnbuckle and they're going to get their ass knocked completely out. Because you're bringing up stuff that just does not apply. And it does not apply when we're talking about action. Now, you had one fighter tell another fighter, oh, you ain't got no action. But guess what happened when they fought? Okay? So that wasn't triangle, was it? That was you just getting your ass whipped for talking. And that's what's going to end up happening on one side or the other, regardless of what side you take. And this is a chat. So I can't really take a side. I'm just saying, for my preference of people, I put certain preferences on there. So, all y'all that's talking for Bud, and all y'all that's talking for Earl, and all y'all that's talking for everybody, guess what happens? That's good that you selling it. And that's good that you help selling these fights. But guess what happens when one of them actually gets that ass whooped? Guess what? You was the mouthpiece. They get to come back in here. I'm saying that on that top of the mountain, it don't matter. You can still fall off of there. I'm not going to fall in love with you as a boxer. I like the style of fighting. I like boxing. But if you're doing something to put you on that platform, then I'm going to keep you on the platform. You can fall off the platform. I didn't put you there. But if you're saying something to put yourself there, I didn't put you there. You did something or said, you did something in a manner to where I said, okay, I can put you there. But since this is on the screen, it's not, none of this shit is hammered in. None of this shit, ain't nobody taking no a sledgehammer and some picks and just hammering this shit into the metal or into the stone. No. This shit is just as easy. These words in here just as easy. Just like, look, just like right there, you see my information going across the top, right? See? You see my information going across the top. Are you any of my information that's going across the top, right? So I could either take that. I could take that down just as easy, just to show you. I could take stuff down just as easy as I can put it up. So it can be up there, and anything that's up there, like Eagles Web Boxing, any of that. I can take any of that stuff down. I can take the eagle down. I can put that. I can put me up and my boy. I can take that and change that. You know what I mean? I can take Sugar Ray out. I can take Eagles Web out. Any of these things can be taken out. So none of this shit is in stone. So I'm not gonna sit there and pretend like anything that I said was in stone. You guys drug my chat in a whole different direction to where it ended up being a thing about Earl fighting Lee. And I see Chris ran last time because when I was playing Bud's interview and what Bud was saying, and when his own words, I'm gonna take a railroad break. You saying that? I didn't say it. You talking about taking a railroad break because you ain't getting your money in, and then when I paralleled it and I said, how do you get your money if you're not gonna get a raise? I said you put a day in or some more hours or whatever. Okay, that's what you gotta do, Bud. Yeah. But I'm talking about the fights that's right now, the fights that we've seen. It ain't had shit to do with no triangle. And then D-Ray talking about Kel was how long ago. I'm not talking about how long ago Kel was. We're talking about their top fights at welterweight. We can't talk about a different division if you're going to compare them. If you're going to compare them at the weight that they're doing right now. Just like same thing with MTM. You can't compare what he did at a lighter weight as what he did at welterweight. We can't compare them. There's two different fighters. They were fighting two different styles. Mayweather, when he was lighter, he was knocking people's ass out. And he was throwing more hands and getting hit more. Oh, see, there you go. See, Gil starting again. He said, Eagles Way. He said, take Sugar Ray out and put Maurice Lee up there. He cried. Gil, guess what? That shit will never happen. You should know that by now. That shit will never happen. You will see Sugar Ray Robinson right there. That shit would never happen. Maurice Lee would not be out there. And you guys, nothing but deflection today. Nothing but deflectors. Nothing but deflectors. None of them. Not one person put up something that was usable in Eagles Web. Not one person. None of y'all put up nothing that was usable for how you going to keep these, what we need to see to keep these champs on top. None of you. Just my voice. I said that we need to see you do something that we wouldn't expect you to do. And so what does Gil do? Oh, yeah, the league. You're going to bring up the league. If that's something that we expect Earl to do, no. But is he going to drop him off? No, it's not going to just drop him completely off. But how does Bud get up there? He's up there with you, but how does he get up there from what I'm saying? How does he get up there? And see, Manny's the face of boxing. He ain't even up there. Why isn't Manny up there? Am I a Manny hater? Why isn't Manny up there? Because Manny does shit that I can't trust. Manny just does shit like, what are you talking about, man? You supposed to have been fighting Earl. He was supposed to be fighting Earl before Earl fought Sean Porter. Right? He got called out. He went in the ring and everything. Huh? I think it would be a good fight. The Errol Spencer, great fighter. Yeah, I see some things. I think maybe I could beat Errol Spence. It'll make a good fight. I come back to Texas. It'll be a good fight. Yeah, whatever. But you didn't fight him though. See. But he's still doing stuff. Like I said, Manny is very smart, man. That's why he faced boxing, because he's still doing stuff. Even though people try to hate, he's still doing those things that we need him to do in order to, to keep that brand going nice and strong. Right? But a lot of these fighters not. D-Ray said, Eagle giving away up next. He said, laughing out loud. Look. What's going to happen is somebody's going to get their ass rolled up in here. That's what you're going to get. I'll web your shit up myself. I don't have no problem of webbing your ass up. It don't matter if you're a mod too, because I web Gil's ass up too. In which I'm about to, that's what he's waiting on right now too. He want me to start deleting comments and web his ass up. But I ain't falling for it today. Today's Wednesday. I'm feeling kind of generous today. I'm feeling kind of still nice, even though my web watchers is out here starting a lot of shit with me. They can't help themselves. They grown, but a lot of times they come in and that's what they do. They come in and they want to start shit with Eagle. They say, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to start some shit with Eagles Way. And that's what they do. they come in and they want to come in and start some shit. Right? That's what they do. They come in, they want to start some shit. And I allow them, yeah, I mess with them. That's why. But don't think that anybody can just come in here and just start talking mess, because I'll slam you quick. I won't even wait. I won't even thin your neck out. I just go ahead and get rid of it. Because they want to be detractors today. They want to deflect and they want to be detractors. Okay. So back to the point. As a matter of fact, let me get my visuals back up. So, because I couldn't even talk about nobody individually, because they keep, you know what I'm saying? See. And D-Ray, you ain't been here. You haven't been subscribed long enough to talk too much shit. Yeah, Bud needs to change his last name to Lee. He can go ahead and do that. Can't we trust Lee, though? There's Gil, of course. And then Bud E. Lee, he crying. And then Facts, he said, let's chat about sundresses. We ain't talking about sundresses today. No sexual stuff today. Because y'all going to be talking about booties slamming against the dresses. Ain't no telling what y'all saying. Oh, you look at that girl. What color y'all like in sundress? Okay, but anyway, Buddy Lee. Yeah. So in other words, so Charlo, he doing the right thing to stay up here on top status. And that's just by what he's doing. This is call outs and willing to fight everybody. Sean willing to fight everybody, even though we don't like his mouthpiece and stuff like that. And Charlo, again, the other Charlo, same thing, fighting everything. Earl, if this is true, if we'll see if it's true, needs to step up. Haney is doing the right thing by calling and challenging everybody. And that's what we need the fighters to do. What they're doing here, but we also need them to step up and do some things that we don't expect them to do. Or even when it comes to like a time frame, we need a fighter to call out and say, you know what, by this time, I got like a year and a half and I want to have all these other fighters destroyed. That's what we want to hear, stuff like that. But we also want to see that action behind it. We don't want nobody just running their mouth and we don't see no action. We want to see action. We don't want nobody escaping and running or trying to take a row break because of some money and then have somebody backing them up talking about, oh yeah, they deserve that. They deserve to get that, that break or whatever. Get out of here with that. Don't nobody deserve that, because if they deserve that means everybody in this United States deserve it too. If they gonna put us on break, they need to pay us what we get paid regularly. Everybody. And I would bring up something about that because it's a slap in the face too. Because you got certain people now my chat turns into hate all of a sudden. It turns into hate now, and they'll take it down because you're showing your hand that money don't mean nothing. And you've been showing your hand that money don't mean nothing because all you do is waste money. And then at the same time, you're showing us, hey, I give people $1,000 checks like it ain't nothing. Everybody. When you had a group of people here, the so-called African Americans that were promised to have, land and reparations and stuff like that. And you're trying to show us that, hey, we could give reparations anytime we wanted to. But we're going to do it because of a certain break. Because of Roro, we're going to give out a little bit of some kind of reparations and stuff like that. We're going to call it stimulus. But you can give that out. But then when the people was yelling for the money that you should have been giving out, you can't give that out. See, that turns my whole chat into hate. But because of the money thing was brought up, and then that comes out, and then we're at this time of life in America, in the whole world, that I can bring that out. And since my people want to come in, y'all want to mess with me today, I'm going to give y'all something. I'm going to give you guys something special. This is just for the web. This is just for my web only. And I want you to understand this. And I want you to know that when I give you something, this is a gem for you, and this is something, I'm just going to drop this for you. And I want you guys to check this out for yourself, just so you can see what kind of a unjust society you live in. And this is what I want you to check out. Is I want you guys to check this out for yourself. I don't have to check it out, but I want you guys to check this out for yourself. Okay, since with the boxing discussion has been everywhere, but this is what I want you to check out for yourself. I want you guys to check out, and this comes from the United States Department of Justice, in which I read it over and over. I always read it, just to let you know what I do sometimes, because I used to love to do speeches and stuff like that. And so a lot of times you want to put these laws and stuff into your head. But I want you to look at Title 18 of the United States Constitution. So Title 18, USC. And I want you to look at Section 242. And once you do that, then you will understand the state of where you live. You will understand the state. Because now you can start putting stuff together. You say, well, how come they haven't been? See? And then you'll know this stuff is just an act. And you'll be wondering, now, why don't people prosecute under that situation? See? Section 18. 18242. Title 18. USC, Section 242. And that's your homework, is to check that out. And that's on another tip. That's just on your a tip for you to understand where you really live. And it's when you read it, it's going to be disheartening to you, because you're going to say, what, this has never happened to anybody. But here we go again. Gil Coles, I don't care how much Errol Spence get paid. I don't care if he get paid $500,000 because he's going to drop down like that. I don't care. I don't care what Errol get. Errol cannot holler about no money. Errol can't even make any kind of money move when it comes to fighting Maurice Lee. He can't demand or nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about it. If it falls, like if it say, well, the money just didn't work and it failed, that'd be good for us, right? Be cool. We're good. The money didn't work out. Well, cool. It didn't work out. Well, that's good. Because none of us wanted the money to work out. So that's good. We're glad you're not fighting him. So, yeah. So we getting interest on reparations, or down come the statues. Yeah. The statues is going to come down anyway. They knew that. They set that up. Because guess what? When you tear up a statue, see, you guys never think outside the box. So guess what happens when you tear down a statue? The statue had to come down anyway, but guess what happens when you tear it down? Did you save the government money, or did you cost them money? Because they was going to have to take that shit down properly, right? Come in and saw it and lift it up on the crane and all that. But guess what? You done toppled it and broke it all up for free. Guess what? Through stimulating your mind, they got free work out of you. A lot of people don't even understand that. A lot of stuff you go tear up, like you might tear up a certain section of town, right? Guess what? They was going to remodel and tear that section up anyway. It's already in city planning. So what happens when you go destroy it? The fireman got to go put the fire out, but guess what happens when you destroy it? All your labor. You did the shit for free. All they going to do now, they got to just clean up the mess. People got to think about, before you do stuff, you got to just think, man. That's why I like to do my chat, and I like to drop a little bit at a time, because I want you guys to see other things too. Because sometimes people can't see. We want to see. See? And see all y'all see every last one of y'all, man. Let me scroll up a little bit. That's all I see, man, since y'all been here. And I haven't had one of these kind of chats in a long time, but y'all just look at nothing but crying. Everybody coming here today and just want to cry in Eagles Web. So that was the whole thing today. And I didn't even start this chat off to be a crying ass chat, laughing. Yeah. Gil, yeah, see, there you go. Gil does lead work at the tire shop. And then here come Gil to me. He gonna put Eagles Web. I'm gonna stop reading if you don't put the hashtag or the at Eagles Web. He's at Eagles Web. Don't want to talk about this potential Spence versus Lee fight. I ain't talking about it. Yeah. You're bad. Yeah, Hurricane. Oh, Hurricane Gil. Hurricane Gil always come in here and want to stir some shit up, man. Don't get fooled, man. Like I said, y'all might have Derek laughing, but you know what? Derek's on Eagle side, so I ain't really tripping, cause Derek on Eagle side, so y'all can do what you want to, say what you want to. As long as I got one of my brothers with me, I'm not gonna worry about y'all, man. Y'all done killed my whole chat basically with the bullshit about the league. You, Chris, and D-Ray, y'all coming in talking, oh, there's facts and this and that. No. Yeah, the only facts that you put down is, yeah, it is sundress time. It is summer. It is sundress time. I didn't even really want to talk about this on my show, but I did kind of want to do this, though. I don't know how we can do it. I don't know if we can do it on my show or whatever, but it would be nice if everybody in there, wherever you live at your wherever you live at, is for all of us to, to maybe go out to like the big park, the lake, or the the beach or something like that, and then we do like a video of how everybody's getting along after the this situation, after this COVID, and so we put up the videos, man. I can do it on. I might have to start a new channel, and y'all just send it to me in the email or whatever. You gotta put it on your channel, and we just put the whole collab together of the beautiful women and stuff like that that's made it through this COVID with the sundresses or whatever else they got. No nudity and nothing like that though. Nothing distasteful, but something distasteful, something like that. I was actually thinking about that. Even if I do it with a message with somebody, because I got people in here I can do messages back and forth with. Yeah, I might just do that. Even though Hurricane Gil's ass he on one, him and Chris today. Look at Chris. Chris all heated. Hey, DB, don't pay no attention to him. He Christopher Janae say, I'm going to get Derek Bailey another time for helping Eagles wear. He said the bud hater. Yeah, okay. But Chris, hey, believe me, Chris got better sense than that, y'all. He really know, man. Now, Chris might have y'all going for that shit, and y'all falling for it, and Chris might have y'all going for it. But Chris believe me, Chris does not believe that shit when he says that. Chris likes to come in and have fun. You know what I mean? He's a graceful person, and I say that about him. Even though everybody hates Chris, he a graceful person. He a generous person. That's my brother, and I really don't go against my people like that. Like I don't go. And see, everybody already know. They say, well, it's not. I don't have nobody in here because I'm not a teacher per se, not in the sense that teaching in school like that. But I am a teacher. But I don't have like what they call teachers back in the days called teachers pet and stuff. I don't have teachers pet. I got people that come in here and mess with me, and I know that even though they talk a lot of crap, they are going to they're gonna back up. They put it this way: they're not gonna let people just talk shit about Eagle for no reason. Put it that way. Even though they'll come in and pretend or act like they fighting with me, they're not gonna let nobody just come in and just and get like out of pocket and shit like that. Believe that. So don't if you're visiting or whatever, you up top of the web and you visited, so don't get that misconstrued. So don't think that there's somebody here talking like, oh yeah, you can just talk to the host any way you want to over in there. So if you come down and try the same thing, it's not going. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm trying to help you that it's not going to work for you. And Derek Bailey, you don't have to say that you don't hate Bud because I already understand, brother. We already know. It just don't be scared of Chris, man. Chris act like he gonna jump on you. I'm gonna get Derek Bailey next time. No, it ain't got shit to do with getting nobody next time. It's just that Chris and Gil and D-Ray is just on some more other shit right now because we've been waiting. Yeah, we're impatiently waiting for fights. And then all of a sudden there's a fight that's discussed that they don't like. Of course they're going to clown. Okay, just like I don't like the whole thing with the Fury AJ. But we didn't talk about it like that, right? Y'all wasn't really clowning about it. See what happens is everybody got serious about that. Now what's the difference between my brothers is out there talking about this fight with Lee? What's the difference? Huh? So what's the difference between nobody clowning AJ and Fury? Why was everybody so serious about that fight? Or why they looking past Wilder? See, instead of doing that, you should have been, what happened to the, we should have been discussing what happened with the Danny fight. I don't know. I didn't research it. I didn't really hear nothing. Like I said, I'm not there signing the contracts with them. So I don't know. Maybe Danny was on that row shit. I don't know. Because everybody is using this thing to their advantage. Everybody. You got some people that go out there and fight and be like, no, I'm not going to use that shit to my advantage. I want to do what's right. And you got some people that want to use everything. Oh yeah, coughing and shit. And now Bud's a fighter, but now he gonna see. We never even knew last year. We never even knew. Even though I said these deceptions and stuff is always gonna come. I told y'all to be aware of this stuff. Keep your eyes open. But nobody back then foreseen that we were gonna even have some kind of row, and people was gonna have all kinds of row excuses. I got friends that pulling that shit right now. And they fine. There ain't nothing wrong with them. They ain't sick or nothing like that. They not going in and getting anything. I'm like, I said, you okay, don't worry about it. I said, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. And you will be fine. If you come down with it, you just gonna have to fight. It's not a monster. Yeah. D-Ray say thinning the necks out. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what Eagle do. Eagle will thin your shit out. Or I'll just go ahead and step on you. He said, who the hell is Lee? He said, Bud called Earl years ago. But see, you guys I'm not going to go back into this because you guys aren't making any sense when you start talking about the Bud Earl. You're not making, it's just not going to be good for you. All you're doing is, you're just going to help my case out by saying stupid shit like that. You don't even realize that it's stupid. I'll tell you what. I'm not even going to do the voice impression. I'm just going to put this up right here. Who is in charge of Bud's money? Or how much money Bud makes? Or negotiation? I'm going to say that. Who promotes Bud? So if you in here and you thinking that they should have already fought or you calling people out, calls out don't mean shit without a contract. Right? Because then AJ just came up with something and the shit fell apart. AJ should have fought Wilder a long time ago. Did that ever happen? Why didn't that happen? So don't come in here with that, man. Because I'll start just deleting comments when you guys come in with stuff that you know is not really, that's not something that's on the educational level. That's not something that's on the level when you come in here with Eagles Web. That's not on the same level of what we talk about. We do grown folks chatting here. And we already know that whole we know all these situations, why stuff ain't being made. And now Bud threw it out there himself. Oh, I want the row pay. Come on now. If you throwing stuff out like that, you think this is the first time he talked about his pay not being right? Is this the first time he's ever talked about his pay being right? And here you go. The difference is that Fury and AJ is holding belts. Lee is ranked 214 in the world. But I don't care about that. And the guild is throwing up numbers. And plus, I don't really care about what I'm talking about is the situation itself. I'm talking about the situation is everybody should be hollering about the Danny. How come he ain't fighting Danny? Let's get the Danny fight done first. That's what, nobody said that. Nobody said let's get the Danny fight done first. All everybody worried about was this guy's rank and all that, and whatever. And are we seeing the fight right now? So if we ain't even seeing the fight, then don't talk about it. I wasn't there during the signing. Was you there when they signed the paperwork? Usually when they sign, a lot of times if they sign contract, they sign it right there. They'll do a conference where they sign right there. Did you see the pen being swiped? They said that they're going to fight September 19th or whatever it is. So I don't even want to hear it, man. When we see the fight or whatever, it's going to be whatever it's going to be. And I don't know. Maybe Earl's just not the same fighter no more. Maybe he got shook. Yeah. D-Ray, you want next. You don't want next. Me and you neck, D-Ray. Me and you. Yeah, we're going to be, me and you going to be neck in a minute. Just like me and Gil. I'm going to rough Gil's ass up bad, though. I got to find a way to, I got to find some kind of excuse to get up there. Roro kept me out because I told you I was headed that way this year, man. Roro kept me out, though. It can't keep me out from flying, though. From driving, yeah. You probably keep me from that drive, but the flying, like late, I might have to get out there late, late or something like that, but we're going to see. I got to talk to my boys, but you know what? I'm going to call this one, man. I'm not even going to call this a draw. I'm going to call it a won because I had everybody deflecting, everybody going everywhere that they shouldn't be going, instead of coming talk to me. Eagle, of course, Eagle is ranked higher than 214. Are you kidding? 214. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Cans and stuff. I don't even want to get into that. But like I said, there's different levels of fighters. Different sanctioning bodies that don't even belong in boxing, that shouldn't even be in there, that will make people champion. They got so many belts, thousands, tens of thousands of different belts and stuff. Depends on what area, different kinds of styles of fighting, where they just call you up and you just go fight in these little small little bar burners and stuff like that. But we're not going to be on that today. Yeah. And yeah, Lee, in your opinion, Gil, Lee could be the face of boxing. But don't get distracted from the real stories. Okay, don't get distracted from the real stories. Okay, because the real stories is that we need to see the face of boxing, step up too. And we need to get us a new face of boxing. Yeah, once they open up everything, yeah, I'm gonna go back to 5 days, man. I'm gonna try to, yeah, right now I'm just giving everybody, I'm giving people their space and their time and stuff, because people still coming down with this thing. They still getting sick and stuff like that. They don't have time, and I don't want to hold people up, because most of my shows are kind of long. My shows are supposed to be an hour. I did 20-minute show, 30-minute show. At least I keep saying that. But a lot of my shows, they go long, and then like today, I get Hurricane Gil in here. I get Everybody Hates Chris in here, and I get your ass up in here. And then what happens? Yeah, but we need to get more action and stuff. I actually feel comfortable with the 3 days too, though, because we're just not getting, we're getting some stories, but we're just not getting as much action and stuff like that. And I want to keep more on the boxing level too, because a lot of times if I do shows, a lot of times what happens is I would throw out something to y'all, just like I threw out today, because I want y'all to see. That's why I put and just so y'all understand what that is, what I gave you, that Title 18 USC Section 242. What that is, that's actually the deprivation of rights under what they call color law. In other words, it's the kind of damage that is done to normal people, citizens, when an officer is in uniform. And that's why I gave that. That's why I gave that out to y'all. But anyway, man, y'all know what it is, man. Let me get up out of here, man. Oh my goodness, man, y'all on something, man. I'm gonna have to come back with a weapon on Friday, man. I'm gonna have to come back with something for y'all, man. Yeah, I'm gonna keep y'all. Y'all not gonna come in here and just turn my show into a laugh fest because you don't like what a fighter's gonna do. Well, maybe. In matter of fact, I'm just gonna leave y'all with this. The reason Earl's fighting Lee, he just wanted to be more like Crawford, to show Crawford what kind of stuff Crawford doing. But anyway, man, my shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me, man. On this Wednesday, man, nothing but